This is E-Radio.
It's time for a quick chat with Nic Billington. And we're going to talk all about, go back in time a bit, talk about his career, how it started, and then also his brand new single that just dropped a couple of days ago. Nic, good afternoon.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. I can't complain.
Good stuff. Now, Nic, I know we want to talk about your new single, but I just want to go back a bit, if you don't mind. Just go back a bit in time.
No problem.
I remember the first time I heard your music, okay? I'm not sure if it was your first single. It was called Into the Wonderful, and then I also heard Mad Chick. That was one of the first songs you released, right?
Yes, that's correct, yes.
And those were good tunes, man.
Thank you. Yeah, so those were actually from my debut album, which came out in 2013. So that's what you were hearing.
Yes. So when did it all start for you? I mean, were you always into music? When did it all start? When did you get into music?
Oh, yes. So I grew up with music around the house. My family always had the radio on. I grew up with a lot of 80s music. My mom loved like Prince and Madonna and UB40, Depeche Mode, Duran Duran. So that all sort of influenced my style and taste of music. And I always knew it's something that I wanted to pursue, but I didn't do it until I finished school. And my first day job was actually at an independent record company, which is like the perfect, ideal situation for an up-and-coming musician. So I got to learn the ins and outs of the music business. And after about 2 years, I started focusing on my own career, did a bit of singing lessons, and started recording covers for YouTube, put that up there. And what happened is Britney Spears and her team actually featured one of my covers on her official website.
What?
And it's crazy. That was like such a highlight for me.
Yo.
And then eventually I got approached by a few A&R scouts from an independent record label, and they signed me up. And 2013 I released my debut album.
Sure, that's fantastic. And here you are in 2021 with brand new music as well. So I want to ask you quickly, Nic Billington, is that your stage name or your real name?
So my real name is Nicholas. So It's Nicholas Billington. So we just shortened it. It's a bit easier to
Close
say.
Close enough. Now, Nic, do you also do modeling? Because it would appear so looking at your pictures, or is that just photo shoots for your music?
No, I actually don't do modeling here. I've had like a few opportunities present themselves, and I've maybe like dabbled in it here and there, but it's not really my focus, and I don't want to do too many things that, take away from my music. So I do a little bit of modeling, but I wouldn't consider myself a model.
Okay. What is the message that you want to send out to the world with your music?
To be honest with you, I just want to create stuff that people enjoy. I sort of look at music as like a time capsule of our lives. And, the memories associated with each song. So I just want people to take the music and incorporate it into their lives, how they see fit, and hopefully they attach, special memories to it.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Now, you mentioned earlier that 80s music was all around you when you were growing up. Who would you say inspires you today with regards to music?
Today?
Yeah.
Definitely, I'm heavily inspired by The Weeknd at the moment.
Wow.
I think, he's also brought out a lot of 80s inspired material over the last few years, which is exactly the kind of sound that I live for and I strive for. So I would definitely say The Weeknd is one of them. I also like Billie Eilish, the edginess of her.
Yes.
And definitely. And I also like Labyrinth.
Wow. I like those. Those are good influences, man. I love it. Nic, The Weeknd, what's your favorite song by The Weeknd, by the way?
The Weeknd, sure. I love his whole new album. But I will say Save Your Tears.
With
and
Ari
also
or
Blinding Lights.
Okay, and Save Your Tears with Ari or without?
Maybe without, but that's only because I'm used to the track without her. I do think, she sounds amazing on the track though.
Yes, I totally agree with you. And now let's just quickly talk about your writing process. How do you write your songs? Do people write with you, or do you write alone? And if you do, when do you do it, and how and when and why?
Okay, so the writing process is totally random. I don't have like a straightforward answer. It happens when it happens. I'll be in the shower and I'll start singing a track or like a tune. And, then I'll have to pull out my phone and record the melody. And that's how I get started. A lot of the times it's when I'm driving around, and something will just come to me. But in general, I just write about things that have either happened to me in the past or I'm dealing with, or things that, people around me are experiencing. And I normally write all my own tracks, but the latest releases, I'm actually working with two very talented writers. So it's a collaboration between us three. It's Paul Gala and Mia van Wyk. They are amazing at what they do, and I think they really bring a different element to the new stuff.
And then you go into the studio and you record them. Have you got your own studio at home, or?
So I'm in the process of setting it up.
Okay.
I've got all the parts now, and I've played around a little bit, but I wouldn't say that it's, I have a studio just yet. It still needs a little bit of work.
Okay. Studio to be then.
Yes, studio to be. Very soon to be.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Looking forward to seeing some pictures. Your music video for your new single, that's so interesting. You want to tell us a bit more about the music video and behind the scenes, maybe? It's very different.
Yes, definitely. Thank you. So for this track, it's sort of a very personal message for me. The song speaks about dealing with, anxiety or mental illness, and having low self-esteem, and just things that I've been battling throughout my life and my career. And a lot of people would never say so. They would look at me and think, oh, he's got it all together. And the truth is I don't. So I sort of wanted the video to reflect that. And it starts off very light. And, as the video progresses, it gets quite dark. And you'll see like there's a graveyard scene at the end where there's all these bodies lying around. It's like clones of me, and that sort of represents the amount of times I've beat myself up throughout the years.
Wow.
So yeah, it's just a cool concept. It's a little bit creative, a little bit out there. I do get that. And I just wanted something a bit more abstract and avant-garde.
Yeah, but definitely different. And it's nice. You're not scared to be different and dabble in creativity. That's great.
Yes.
Nice expression. It is 2021 after all. Were you in an actual graveyard for those scenes?
No, it wasn't an actual graveyard. It was done in post. Okay. I would never do that. So yeah, I'm not that daring.
Oh my word.
No. Maybe one day, who knows?
That would be creepy. But it is quite a dark video, but very, very well produced, I must tell you, Nic.
Thank you very much. I take a lot of pride in my videos because I think it's really important because it tells a story alongside the song. Yeah. So the song can have its own story, the video can have another story. And I shoot and produce everything myself.
What?
So I'm quite a perfectionist, and I just take my time with each project and make sure it's done right from start to finish.
Did you just tell me that you produced that video and shot it yourself?
Yes, I produced all my music videos. I've done so since the very beginning of my career. It's such a big, it's a big task, and don't get me wrong, it's extremely stressful, and it probably adds to my anxiety, but at the end of the day, I just love it, and it's another creative outlet for me.
Because I was going to ask you now, who's the team behind your music video? And it's just you. That's incredible.
Let me just introduce the team. So it's it's just me. That's it.
Oh man, that's brilliant. But listen, with the technology at our disposal nowadays, anything is possible. You can be in front of the camera and definitely behind it.
No, 100%. And it's helped a lot. And I think just having the skills to be able to produce videos has helped me tremendously, because music videos in this day and age cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be able to save on that aspect, and then I can use that money on, for other things like promotions and stuff like that.
Exactly. Well, I mean, that's just so interesting. I never knew that that you actually produced the music videos. But the big thing, I suppose, also is the editing process. I mean, I'm looking at editing audio. I mean, that's already a big thing for me. I can't imagine how long it must take, especially if you're a perfectionist. How long it must take to edit those videos and get them perfect.
So the thing is, as you say, when you're a perfectionist, it's never good enough. So there are times where I've reshot a scene or a music video. I won't lie, I've thrown away about 3 music videos in the past that, I've shot and done, and I wasn't happy with the final product. So it's a very tedious process, especially when you're doing it by yourself. It can take me anywhere from a month to about 4 months just to complete one project. So when I release it, I never watch it again. That's it,
Oh, yeah. I can relate to what you're saying with previous projects as well. But sometimes you need a fresh set of eyes as well on them, because you work on it and you spend so much time on it that you kind of you start seeing a distorted version of it, know. So you kind of need somebody to come in and say...
You become a bit numb to the whole thing and what your initial concept was and what your initial thought pattern was. So it's definitely good to, give your eyes a rest and not look at it. As I say, I don't really go back and watch any of my old videos.
Wow.
I'm sure in a few good years I would, but not anytime soon.
Yeah, I can imagine, but I can really relate, especially if you're burning the midnight oil and you're getting really tired and eventually you feel like you just conjured up something really terrible, but it's actually brilliant. That is, it's a struggle. It's a creative struggle, and many creatives will agree with you on that. Even in the writing process, if you're writing something, that's the same. Later on, you stare at the page and it just looks like crap, but the next morning you get there, it actually looks kind of good.
Yes. No, 100%. You're right. With any creative job, it's the same, it's the same concept behind it. I even remember a few years ago when I was doing like rehearsals, dance rehearsals for upcoming projects, when you're learning the stuff at the time, I couldn't remember one thing. But then you sleep on it, the next day you wake up and I was able to do the moves. So yeah, it's all about giving yourself a little bit of a break and coming back to the project when you're ready.
Exactly. Just want to say, I love the colors you use in your videos as well. The red in the previous video, your song "You Get Me High" was really popular. It still is on the playlist. And then also, I see you like using matte black in your videos, which is really beautiful. I saw this radio set in one of your videos, and it's a matte black radio set. I want it.
Yes. That's actually, it was a gift from one of my late uncles. And I thought, it's going to just get chucked away eventually because, it's old. It doesn't work anymore. And I thought, what better way to sort of remember it than to use it in one of my projects. So I actually spray painted it matte black. And now I love it, and it's up on my unit, and I can look at it all day.
Yeah, and it's got a nice story, and you introduced it to the world as well, which is fantastic.
Exactly.
Nic, I'm loving your creativity, loving your music. As I said, you get me high, getting a lot of comments about that song on the playlist, people saying they love it. And now we're introducing them to Without a Warning. It's your new song. You released it just a couple of days ago, and I suppose it's already available on all the platforms?
Yes, that's correct. It's available everywhere.
Everywhere, so you can just go and get it. Fantastic. Nic, you're also on social media. You got Twitter, Facebook, Instagram?
Yes. So you can just check me out on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, everything. It's just the handle is Nic Billington. So it's NIC Billington. That's it. Listen,
I messed up mentioning Twitter. I'm so behind. Nowadays, it's just TikTok and all that stuff.
Yes, well, I'm on Twitter. It's not, it's not like I've totally abandoned it. I do go on every now and then. So yeah, you can find me on Twitter.
Cool, man. Nic, it was great talking to you, and now we're going to listen to your brand new song called Without a Warning. Thanks for your time. It was great talking to you today, and we'll catch up again sometime.
Thank you so much for having me.
It was good to have you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Take care, okay?
Okay, you too. Goodbye.
Thanks, man. Bye-bye.